I know. Alright, so
Change for me.
And that's how this starts off.
Wonderful.
Top of the morning to you, lads. My name is Jacksepticeye.
I'm gonna shoot
No
oh
one
my
guys.
god, the Jacksepticeye?
I throw a chair at Axel.
Can't believe it's the Jackspedicy. So,
Jackspedicy.
Yes, it is
Jack
indeed me, my
Spice.
lord.
so anyway, time to talk about all the Pokemon leaks.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So Grookey, Thwacky, Rillaboom are here.
There they are.
There they are.
They be there.
What do you have to say?
I feel like, to me, they're all meh, except the name of the mid-stage Thwacky is just a god tier
Thwack.
name.
Thwacky.
Thwacky.
He protect, he attack, but most important, he thwack.
So you see, I would give my opinion on this, Steve, but as you see, I seem to have misplaced my sight, I say, looking at a wall on the other side of the room, sitting in a chair.
I posted it in Palatits if you want to look at it.
Okay, so like,
It's just up a little.
are we doing just everyone
I-
else,
I-
or can we talk about it too?
We can talk about them.
Cool.
But I'm posting them one at a time.
Cool. I always thought Grookey looked like a little trash baby, and its evolutions have not done much to dissuade me from that.
I really like Rillaboom's design. I think it's cool. I hate the face. The orange is too strong. It's a subdued palette everywhere else. It's dark greens, like unsaturated browns, and then just a bright ass orange.
And not only that, it's the only orange on the entire thing.
Yeah, Grookey's orange was not as like vibrant, so it at least didn't hurt to look at. Thwacky,
I hate the lime Thwackies. I hate the main green of Thwacky.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a shiny or what, but it just doesn't match with the others, which is
It
why
really doesn't.
Honestly, I like Thwacky the most, and honestly, I think Rillaboom is probably the worst of the three to look at.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
look-
Thwacky's the worst to look at. But I think Rillaboom is one I could like if the shiny's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
same.
I think you're gonna have to, like, die a little bit inside animating this, but, Rillaboom looks like Sasuke Uchiha with, like, a fucking dinner plate.
Fuck, now I can see it! I can see this now!
Oh well, there we go.
Where's the headband?
Oh, it does. Oh no.
I can see
Sasuke
this now,
Uchiha does
goddammit.
not say swears.
Why have you done this to me?
Shout out to Alpha.
Vibes.
Oh no.
So it's my personal friend, Jacob Alpha Rad.
Dude, that's so epic. I
Love you,
love
baby.
gaming.
So yeah, Rillaboom I could probably get used to the most out of the three, but Thwacky is just the worst.
I wouldn't be able to stop looking at Sasuke Uchiha if I'm gonna be honest.
At least you have a perfect nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
I'm
what,
gonna-
what I'm
I'm-
saying.
So like, I'm gonna preface this by saying, when I get this game, I've already decided that I'm going to make a team composed of the worst designs I can find in the game, and
Good.
for that reason, Grookey is going to be my starter.
Oof.
Oh boy, we've got a long way to go.
I don't know, Score Bunny's probably the best of the three, to be honest.
Of his
Yeah.
names,
Yeah, that's why I'm not picking it.
Speaking of Score Bunny, we have Score Bunny, Raboot, and Cinderace.
What is Raboot? It looks like a ninja!
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. They're gonna make porn of the last one.
There's
Oh, yep,
already
yep, I can
porn
There's
in the
already,
last one.
there's already
What?
fuck tons of porn in the 1st
I've already seen it.
No.
Well,
please.
okay,
I
so
can
I'm
tell you
gonna call
that.
the cops real quick.
Yeah, I like Raboot the least out of this three also. I think I like
I-
Cinderace the most out of the starters. Oh no, what
my
is this?
God,
What is that gift?
Axel.
Axel, I'm gonna shoot you for doing this.
Not allowed.
Yeah,
Get-
I do not like Raboot. Score Bunny is meh. Cinderace I like.
Honestly, I like Raboot. It looks like some
I'm-
kid that came out of a Hot Topic, and it's like it's like in the middle of winter. He's waiting for his mom to come pick him
Oh
up.
my god.
Raboot looks like a school shooter.
Here's the
He
thing.
does. He does
Here's
now
the
that you
thing.
mention it.
Raboot is the one that actually looks like Sasuke Uchiha.
Dude, it's so epic. Okay, we gotta find the Naruto one. Keep going.
And then we
Alright.
have Cinderace, which looks like one of the Pokemon they put on the screenshots for like bootleg Pokemon games in the App Store.
Where did that come from?
Where did
Okay,
what come from?
I can imagine like a mile away facing a wall.
So Cinderace. Cinderace to me, he looks like a middle stage with very long legs. He just looks like he's still not done growing.
Yeah, like fucking puberty hit him with like hard and a growth sport. Okay, I'm retired. I'm
Honestly,
gonna go home now.
If I'm,
I get it, because soccer.
I'm not gonna lie, this entire evolution chain, I really like this one.
Yeah, this is
Like,
my favorite of the three.
Score Bunny is
not
perfect,
bad.
and then it just gets worse.
I'm gonna disagree.
Yeah, I think it's honestly my least favorite, even though Score Bunny was my number one starter.
This is what my roommate believes Raboot looks like. It's the class basic ass Minecraft creeper hoodie
Oh,
skin.
no.
Oh,
my
it is.
God.
It's that in
Exactly.
Pokemon form.
It does look like it though. I can see a little bit of it.
Why didn't I think of
It's
this?
the personification of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, X, you are the gamer. I don't know how you didn't think of this.
I have to go back. I have to game and get stronger. I can't Curtis made this animation right now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's gone.
Yeah,
And he's
I-
back.
I need Twitter clout, so I'm staying here.
So next we've got Sobble, Drizzile, and Inteleon, which I think are the actually good starters.
Honestly,
I like Sobble the most of the base stages. I also like Drizzile
Yeah.
the most of the second stages, and then Inteleon's my least favorite of the third
Okay,
stages.
I
so
don't like
why
this at all.
why okay,
Oh.
Sobble looks like a Pokemon, and then the two others it looks like different like evolutions of Gex.
Okay. I said the same thing, but also let me find it for you. There's artwork of Inteleon that really sold me on it because
Yes, I think I will like Inteleon a lot more if I see it in motion.
yeah, let's see,
I,
where are
and
they?
I feel like I'm gonna like want to kill myself. Like even like Pokemon porn makes me want to die, right? Like, if
I mean that
see
makes everyone
I
want to die.
mean,
I think if I see Inteleon, I'm just gonna fucking like have to kill myself. It's a
Oh.
legal requirement.
Let's see.
I don't
Good to
want to
know.
see that thing.
Here's like an action pose with like a James Bond gun. Fucking.
Oh my god, that looks
God,
so
that
much
looks
better.
amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
James
so you know,
name.
that looks better.
That looks so much better.
Yeah. Or here's one of Inteleon stuck to a wall.
Oh my god, I like it a lot
Like,
now.
see?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
I
so that
th-
render
it's-
just looks really bad.
Honestly, when the first trailer released and all three of the starters were released, I hated Sobble from the start. But the third evolution, I just love it now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Inteleon.
okay, it's better than Rillaboom, but I still like Cinderace the most.
Yeah. Naruto character. I don't know. Sasuke again. Go fuck yourself.
I can probably stand this one the most of the three. I'm not super sold on it yet, but I feel like I could get used to it.
It's definitely the one I like the most out of all of them. It's the only one I think is an actually good design.
The not
Yeah.
garbage palette on the bottom one also helps.
Yeah.
A lot less saturated. That's going to be a common theme, by the way, oversaturated Pokemon.
Yep.
Oh god.
I don't think they're too bad, but you know, I like.
Saturation on 100. Deep fried images.
Yeah, honestly, really like Drizzile. Oh my god, it's adorable.
What?
Did you
Yeah.
know Corviknight was actually the third evolution of the regional bird?
Yeah,
I didn't know
Rookidee,
that.
Corvisquire, Corviknight.
Okay, so
Yo,
it goes,
I think this might be my favorite regional bird.
It's absolutely my
it goes
favorite.
from fucking like baby mode gamer to like, yeah, okay, how my dogs are barking now, I can't be here.
Yeah,
If I never evolve it, the Rookidee's perfect nickname is just Beat from Mega Man.
it is.
Okay, would
Honestly,
you look at that? It's not even a normal flying.
Yeah,
honestly,
this is our second and third pure flying types.
after Tornadus.
Yeah, and
It's wild.
technically Arceus.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, I guess.
if
I'm
you
go-
want to be that guy.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna be honest,
yeah,
Rookity,
yeah. I
Don't
know.
be
I
don't be that guy.
if I'm gonna be honest, Rookity looks a little bit like Hoot Hoot if you look at it a certain way.
It's because it's an owl, Lucas.
The eyes kind of tweaked me out at first, but then I realized, wait, that's like a thing that happens in nature. Animals evolve to have like fearsome looking markings on their face to scare
Mm.
off predators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd have to look at what the actual like rook bird looks like to see if that's like a thing with them. But what I do know is Corviknight is literally just Corvisquire, but he put on some like sheet metal he found at a junkyard.
Yeah,
That's what
Okay.
I
I can see
said.
that. I can see
Corviknight
that.
is a Dark Souls character.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Okay. My
He's a Dark Souls boss.
my opinion on this line: cool and good.
I think we can all agree on that.
I
Hell
like
yeah.
it. I like it.
It only gets better, and by better I mean help.
7 out of
Help.
10.
So now we've got someone's Chris just doesn't know anything about, which is Squavit and Greedent.
I forgot what that is. Oh, it's
Oh
this.
no.
Oh, it's the squirrel. What is this and
Oh,
why?
yeah.
That's
What
like
the-
Is this the one you're talking about? The
Yeah, the Carl Weezer edit.
He's
okay.
good.
So
Oh.
this looks like fucking like I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm just so confused.
So real quick
Okay,
before we
I
get into
remember.
these two, Matt apparently was not here when we were talking earlier. He wants to know what Chris's opinion was on Gex.
I after seeing it in motion, I like it a lot more. But just seeing the base render, I think it's
What is
awful.
this? No.
But everything after is very good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
so-
gonna be over here puking right now. So
Give me a second, Steve.
Yeah.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Like Squovit and Greedent is like the big chungus of squirrels.
I hate that.
Oh
you're
my
right.
god.
That's really what it is.
I like Squovit. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Squavit.
probably
Yeah, that's big
Squavit, like
chungus.
Squirrel Covet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense with Greedent after.
Imagine if
But
it
yeah, I
doesn't.
like Squovit a lot more than Greedent, but they're not bad. They exist.
The thing is, I like Greedent's design a lot more, but I like Squavit's palette. So if they would have
Mhm.
just kept the palette for Greedent, he'd be a lot better.
Yeah,
I
I can
think-
see that.
Actually, I
I
feel
don't-
like Greedent could still be good if they swapped the two colors on his palette, have a dark coat with a light undertone like a real squirrel.
green, it just looks ugly. I'm not
Oh
gonna lie.
yeah.
I don't like either of them. I don't like Squavit or Greedent. I don't.
I like.
Just get
I
it out
like
of my
that.
face, please.
I like that it evolves by just swallowing the nuts it has in its mouth.
Yeah.
That, I
just-
guess that's cool.
It's just gotta eat.
It just finally stops being a bitch and eats its food.
He,
Good
he's
boy.
he's the proof of when your mom says, "Eat your food to grow big and strong."
Does he?
Oh no.
Does he just always have food stored in his cheeks? How does he eat?
He
Uh,
doesn't. That's why he evolves as soon as he does. He's just gained an entire lifetime of nutrition.
Oh man, I don't know what order this is gonna be in now.
It's just in the. I've got these going in the order that they appeared in that list.
Oh, alrighty then.
Alright, what's next on our list
so-
then?
Wooloo and Dubwool.
Woo! Look at
I-
him.
oh my god, double.
Dub-
Yeah,
I love
he's
it.
pretty good.
As far as these two
I saw the
go,
name of this. I saw the name of this and I thought it would be like dubstep wool.
yeah, I mean, as far as these two go, everyone loves Wooloo. He's super cute.
Dude, I love double. It looks so cool.
Yeah, Dubwool. It's not like I'm not super fond of it, but I wasn't super
It's a
fond of Wooloo
soccer ball.
either.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, fuck! I hadn't noticed.
He's what?
God, you're right. Double's a soccer ball.
Oh my fucking god.
I didn't notice that.
Why? Why have you done this to me?
Because England, you got to play the footballs.
Oh, right. It's a
On the
football.
pitch.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry for all of Matt that calls it a football.
It's a football, Luigi. It's a football,
It's a
Mario.
football, Luigi.
That's a stone,
So-
Luigi. You
Oh,
didn't
man.
make it.
So Wooloo is still perfect, and Double is pretty good too.
Yeah,
That's all I have to
is
say.
Double's fine. I wasn't super into Wooloo to begin with. I think it's cute, but I don't think it's anything special. Double is just big Wooloo.
May
Yeah.
Mareep rest in peace.
Yeah.
Is he not there? Oh,
Nope. This is Mareep's replacement.
Makes
I'm mixed
makes
on this
sense,
now.
I guess.
I don't
We
like
already
that
know-
this is
we
the
already
end
know.
of the line.
These are both really good.
Oh yeah, these
For
were
me,
actually announced. I know, remember this.
Gossifleur's a little cute. Like I can kind of see myself being like, oh, that's neat. I'd like to play with this for a little while. Eldegoss, why would I want to play with a grandma?
Like, okay, who wants to spend the entire game with Spupa that won't evolve?
You're right.
I would.
It is just a spupa. It's just
Um,
literally a spupa.
It just
I, w- I, I was never terribly fond of Gossifleur. I think Eldegoss looks a little bit better.
I like Gossifleur a lot more than Eldegoss, but I feel like there should have been one more stage.
It's pretty
Yeah, it's overall pretty and line.
Let's see. So, let me. Ooh, fuck. I'm gonna have to kill something for it.
I'm gonna have to kill
that.
something.
There we go. Okay, so
There it is.
now time
Thank you.
for Chris's. Now time for Chris's dream. More foxes.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Nick, that
Oh
looks so
my
cute.
god, I love it.
I love Nickit so much.
Who would have guessed?
Nick, it looks sad.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of like cute sad.
He's a shady boy.
I want to give
Okay.
it a hug.
As with it feels like every single Fox Pokemon, I like the first evolution a lot more than the second evolution. But Thievul is still cool. I just love Nickit a lot more.
Honestly, I think I like Thievul more because Nickit, he's
Hang
like a
on.
little fox boy. He's kind of cute, but Thievul, he gives me like, what's his name?
Got it.
He gives me vibes from that one My Hero character that's only in the manga, or so far at least.
My roommate was when my roommate first saw it. He's like, it looks like the one character from Courage and the Cowardly Dog.
Oh yeah, that fox guy.
I just noticed something that I'm gonna bring up at the very end of this.
Okay,
But yes, Nickit is top of the top for me right now. It's my favorite. Who would have guessed? But I like Nickit the most out of any Pokemon so far in this generation.
All right, I found his name. Thievul is giving me really big gentle criminal vibes in that he's like, he just looks like he's vaguely British, which of course, England. But also like he's like kind of scummy, but he pretends to be sophisticated and like good.
So you're saying he's Tasha?
That's one way to put it, I guess. Suppose. And now for the thing I was excited for.
Wait, is Nickit's tail like a campfire?
I think it's like it's Loot Sack.
Yeah, I feel like that makes more sense. It's
Oh
like
my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
What happened?
It's
like
adorable.
Where
Nick
did
is
it
like
go
another
with
word
evil
for-
though?
Nick is like a fucking like a word you use for like
Bag of
everything.
holding?
I nicked it.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is, like,
we
the entire thing is like a thief, fucks.
we got
Mhm.
that.
so
One more thing before we move on.
Yeah.
Boots.
Oh my god, it looks like
Oh.
he's wearing boots.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you, Axel,
now-
for pointing this out.
And now for the one I was excited for. When Yamper was first shown off, I was like, oh, he's cute, but
Oh, boy.
that's it. Boltund though, Boltund is fucking
Oh
rad.
my god.
That
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Oh, it just.
Yamper looking kind of chunky though.
Bolton looks so gross. I can't get
Oh
over
my
the color.
god.
Really?
I
That's
can't
why
get over
Axel
the
goes
color
in the shame
scheme.
corner.
It looks like a dog in a superhero costume.
It's
It
He's
does.
a
like
good
full-
boy.
Always
This
missing
is good boy status.
I
Always
can't
missing
get
is the
over the.
cape.
I can't get over the combination of yellow and puke green. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
that's a little.
It's not even on that color scheme aside from the eyes. That's just 2 shades of yellow.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at the body.
Yeah, the body. The body is like a okay. As far as that goes, that's not. It's hard to tell from the scan exactly. It looks more like it's a black with like.
I,
The colors
Uh,
look off. I think it's the scan of the image.
that's
It's
a
more like a
possibility.
very desaturated green.
I'll
Like
tell you
dark,
right
dark.
now. I'll tell you right now. If it is a black, I'll bump it. I'll bump it right up from a not great to an okay, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like this line. This is definitely green territory for me.
Right underneath, right next to Yamper.
Yamper's for me. Yamper's a green and Bolton's a blue.
Yeah, I think these are both
Which
greens
means
for
nothing
me.
to anybody watching this.
Yeah, basically, I have a color grading system. I'm probably not going to do all of them here in the discussion, but whatever. Basically, it just means Yamper is pretty cool. Bolton is my boy.
I'm gonna hold out hope.
They
Uh,
are both good.
so Milkery and Alchemy.
Oh, it's the one I actually
Oh
love.
my god, Milkery?
Yeah. So
Mm.
the fun thing with Milkery's design, it's a drop of cream. Like when you like if you just dropped a little thing of cream into like a cup full of it, how it would like splash up.
Motherfucker looks like a
Oh my
sand.
god.
And that one little drop right there that's floating above it is like the little drop that pops up afterward, and it's headed to the ripples.
Hmm.
That's
but,
kind
like,
of awesome, actually.
Not gonna lie to you, looks like straight up looks like a sandcastle.
I can see it. Thank you,
Well, we
X-ray
already
score.
had 2 of
too.
those.
I don't know how I feel about Milkery. I think the lore behind it's cool, but I don't particularly enjoy the design itself.
I think
Although
it's fun.
I like Alchemy's design.
So
Milky is a. Go on.
for me, it's the opposite. I talked about this the other day, and I'll repeat it again for this recording. Alchemy upsets me to look at. I feel like if I tried to touch it, I would just sink elbow deep into the cream. The fact that its body is made of cream is upsetting to me.
I want to hug it so much.
Oh, also it
But if you
produces
hugged
whipped
it-
cream, so don't forget that.
But that's the problem. If you hugged it, it would cease to exist. It would be a puddle on the floor.
Yeah, that's like
It's
the
a
only.
it's a worthy sacrifice.
Oh,
It's like the only fucked up thing
just put
about
that
it.
Thanos meme in here.
So Milkery. Milkery is a really adorable concept. The execution is okay. It's nothing too special. Alchemy is still fucking adorable. Still one of the best Pokemon this generation for me. I love it to death, and I will guard it with my life.
Yep, same here.
Alright, so now for our 3-stage bug this generation.
Oh,
no.
here we go.
Bug
Oh
time.
no.
Before I post it, I hate the first 2 stages. I think they're ugly as hell. But the last stage is awesome. I think it looks kind of like a mech.
What is this?
Blipbug Dottler
What
or
is this,
Beetle.
like?
Tyler!
What is this? This is a Sonic enemy.
It
That was
really
my
is.
first thought. Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to agree with you. Like, I hate Blipbug. It looks stupid. Dottler's okay, but Orbeetle looks absolutely fantastic.
yeah. I
Um,
can't even think of what it is, but there's some sort of mecha that it's reminding me of with the weird like back thing it has going on. The ladybug wings. It reminds me of some mech, and I can't think of what it is.
Oh, it's a psychic. That's good. Oh, we have had one of those.
Bug Psychic.
Yeah,
Did we have one?
No, this is the first.
Oh, that's cool.
I
Oh
think.
no, I'm thinking of. I was thinking of Venomoth. That's bug poison. It just knows psychic moves. Never mind.
Yeah.
Dottler looks like it has been used as a D20. Look at its eyes.
Okay, Dottler looks like a fucking chest.
Look how horrified he is.
Dottler like I like the shell part of it, but the little part that isn't the shell, I don't like.
Like I said last night, he looks like he's in a perpetual Vietnam flashback. He
I can see it.
That's just his existence.
Dottler is the first Pokemon we've seen tonight that I put in my hatred list.
Which one?
I do not Dottler, the middle one. It's the first one that it's the first of the 6 that I listed as hatred.
Honestly,
Oh, that's Blipbug for me. I hate that thing. It looks
Yeah,
ugly.
Yeah, fuck that nerd.
honestly,
Here,
this
this
reminds me
is-
a little bit of the Gen 6 bug line. Though I hated the first 2 designs, but the third one, I fell in love with it. What was
Skybug
that
was
called?
alright.
Don't remember what that was called,
It
but
wasn't terrible.
Vivian's good.
yes,
Vivillon,
Vivian.
man, drove me insane trying to get all the different forms of that.
Ooh, so how are we feeling about Pikachu 8?
He sure is a Pikachu.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
more Pico is just
He's one of the
Angry.
better Pikachus. I like him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I-
Steve,
Mhm.
I can be your Angle or you are Devil.
I was gonna say that shit.
Like, why does he just get mad?
Because he's
so that's
hangry.
that's his hangry mode, which is the official name. When he doesn't have snacks, he becomes hangry.
So that's like his special
He's
ability.
just a big fat boy.
That's his ability. He switches from more the
He
edgy
sounds like he
to
should
happy.
be more chub than he is.
Yeah, so the way it works is every turn he
Jack
switches.
Frost and Black Frost.
So every turn he switches between the two forms. I don't remember what that does, like stat or gameplay wise, but I know it changes his signature move between dark and electric.
For whatever reason, you would want to do that, I guess.
Yeah, I think it has other ability changes, or not ability changes, but it does something else. I just can't think off the top of my head what that is.
It'd be very surprising if it only changed Aura Wheel's type from electric to dark every single turn.
There's got to be more to it than that. We
There's
just don't
gotta
know
be.
yet.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, I think we know.
Oh,
think
hey,
I
look,
just
it's gonna.
forgot.
Wait, what am I doing? And obviously, it's Marnie's signature Pokemon. I mean, look at it.
Oh yeah. So last night, Chris, I mentioned a character who looks like a shitty townsperson from Mau Mau.
Uh-huh.
Here's
Oh,
Choodle.
no.
Here's
Oh,
Choodle and
no.
Dreadnought.
Oh my, ew.
Okay,
But
you guys are probably gonna hate me, but I like both of these designs.
What is
Yeah?
Chootly?
the thing is,
Why?
Chootly.
Choodle is like an ugly baby, and and Dreadnought is all right. He's neat for what he is.
He's a cool coffee
I-
can head turtle.
I
wanna
do like Dreadnought. I like both of these actually.
I want to throw Chootly out in the woods. This does not look alright.
Chootly.
I think Choodle would look a lot better if the fucking Bucktooth wasn't there.
And the unibrow. I don't like
He's
that.
he's got the adoring fan haircut.
He's just mad.
I think that's what does it worse for
Hose
me.
mad. Hose mad.
If it was just a little more forward, he'd look like Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it a little bit.
I already wasn't a big fan of Dreadnought. I think he looks okay. Choodle is very close to being hatred tier. I have him in not great.
Yeah.
Something
He's-
about something about just how dumb he looks. I can't bring myself to hate him entirely.
Choodle is design-wise on par with Thwacky for me. Still a godlike name.
Oh wait, I lied. I had Thwacky and
I love
hatred.
the name.
Okay. I think they're Psychic Fairy. Okay, the first two stages are Psychic. The last one's Psychic Fairy. The Hat
Hatena.
Trio.
Hatterin.
Hatterene.
Hatterene.
They're all wearing hats.
Honestly, Hatninen looks like a shell. Like what was that shell Pokemon from Black and White?
What?
It looks a
The
little bit
shell
like
or
that
black and white.
to me.
Scolipede?
No, not Scolipede.
Escavalier?
Oh
It
yeah,
looks like Shelmet.
That's
Shelmet.
what it was, Shelmet.
I thought you were talking about the last one. I was really confused.
No, it looks like a little bit like Shelmet. Otherwise, the other two I like,
I guess.
but I just don't like
Ha-
Hatina.
Hatina looks like an enemy from a different game.
Yeah,
It's
Hatna
funny
looks like an enemy from a Kirby game.
It's funny you should say that. I was going to say that exact thing.
That's what it was. Either that or like an eternalized enemy, and that only means something.
Yeah,
I
Hatena.
think
I can just see Kirby just like palling around with her and then subsequently eating her.
Oh no.
So how do you feel about it?
I right
Boy.
now just seeing their models, I like Hatchrim the most, and then Hatton. Like they're good, but I need to see them. I need to see Hatnerine in motion to
So
really feel like if I would like Hatterene at all.
Absolutely.
For me, this is very clearly our Gardevoir for this generation. Uh, just like every other Gardevoir equivalent. Not a fan of the middle stage. The first stage is cute, but I don't care. I like the last one though. I like Hatterene. I think she's neat, and right now I've just got her as like a sort of a meh tier. But in game, once I've had a chance to use her, I might change my mind.
I just need to see like animation to it
All
before
things
I.
adorable. I'm an especially big fan of Hatterene.
Right, so these next three are not all part of an evolutionary line, but they're all related, so I'm posting them together.
Okay.
Aerocuda, Barrascuda, and
Oh my
Cramorant.
god, I love them.
I want to hug them all.
Barrascuda is amazing.
Oh man, Barrascuda, I love him. The more I look at him, the more he grows on me, but I still think he's inferior to Aerocuda.
Like Aerocuda's got that like silly fish. Well, Barrascuda's got like the badass factor to it. That I just love the face.
I feel like if they swapped his color palette, I'd be fine with him. Because I think the main reason I like Aerocuda is I like brown as the main with like the peach as an accent.
Yeah, I remember like Steve talking about how much he like loved how they worked together.
Yeah. So when I saw Cramorant, that was when I first started thinking, I don't know, I might buy these games because originally I was on the fence about it. Something about Cramorant's like dumb, vacant expression and the fact that he chokes on a fish. He endeared himself to me by being an idiot. And until we knew Aerocuda's name, I kept referring to him as Cramorant's stupid fish friend. Which I didn't mean to be mean. That's just my descriptive of him because I love him too.
I like Cramorant, but of these three, Barrascuda is my favorite.
Honestly, I was on the fence when I saw Urakuda and Barrascuda, especially Barrascuda, because I just thought, oh wait, it's just Barracuda, but just with a brown skull on its head.
Yeah.
And
it's Fast Boy Relicanth.
Cramorant, I just love.
Yeah, Barrascuda, I really do think it's just the color palette. Like, I don't like the tan body with the brown head. If it were brown with a tan head, I think I'd like it better.
That's understandable.
They're all pretty good, I think.
But,
I
yeah,
like them.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see their shinies.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. The shiny might change my mind with Barrascuda if they can give it a better color palette. He might get a leg up if he's got a good palette then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now for our two snakes with their stupid pun names. Unless you did have something else to say.
No,
all I was going to say is they're really good. I like them for similar reasons as Steve, but like the fact that Aerocuda is a separate thing calls a lot of things into question. Like if they're in a double battle and they're on the same side, can Cramorant swallow his partner Aerocuda and throw him at the enemy?
That would
Please
be
let this
awesome.
be a thing. I want this to be a thing. I beg you.
Ultimate synergies only work between two very specific Pokemon.
Only the important questions.
So these new ones, the snakes, I love their names. Because they're just really bad puns, and I love those.
Same.
Silicobra, or so Silicon and Cobra, and then Sandaconda.
Oh no.
What?
Silicobra's
Wait.
face.
Excuse me, what the?
It looks like a sad dog getting eaten alive by a snake.
That's all it's
It
saying.
kind of is.
Oh my
It just
God.
looks so sad.
Yeah.
He's a depressed boy, and that endears me.
This is not okay.
He really does just look like a puppy that got kicked and then elongated.
He's like he's like Mimikyu in that I just want to give him a hug.
If you turn your head and look at Sandaconda, like where the head is pointing up, it looks like a sandstorm tornado.
God damn
My
it! You made me look at a
Sandaconda
tornado. I
My
can never unsee
Sandaconda
this.
don't.
Yeah. So Sandaconda actually has a Gigantamax, or no, never mind. That one was changed. They're debunked as a different Pokemon. Never mind. I didn't say that. Speaking of Gigantamaxes, though, instead of just trying to insert them now, since they're at the bottom of the list, we'll just cover them last.
Okay.
That's
Oh
fair.
boy.
Uh,
Who's next?
What's next on the list, Step?
Sinistea and Poltegeist.
Oh
Oh,
my God,
Oh, it's this
Sinistea
one.
is cute.
It's
you
this
can't.
one.
I like how he's holding his own handle.
Oh my God.
Yes!
I didn't even notice that.
I like how
Um,
Poltegeist is just peeking his head up, like, "Hey boys, what's
Oh,
going
wait,
on?"
wait.
Yeah,
Is he the T in this instance, or is he the cup?
Yes.
Uh,
They're. I think. Oh, actually, with Sinistea.
yeah,
Hmm.
Sinistea. I think it's the T, and the cup just happens to have the face design, but I can't say that for sure.
Oh man, it's one of those.
Honestly, I hate Sizzity.
It's
Poltegeist,
one of
I
those.
like.
It's one of those weird Cubone situations where, like, where did the bigger bone come from?
Yeah.
Does the inanimate object evolve with him?
I like Poltegeist a lot more than Sinistea, but overall, I think they're both a little over map, but still in
let-
that range.
I can let this one slide because it's a haunted teacup.
I love these. They're just short of being blues for me because ultimately I just don't like them as much as the other blues. I can't justify pairing them with them, but they're super close.
Oh, I like them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I want to take a nice sip.
I mean, according to the lore we got, you very well could if you get one to trust you. Oh, and Chris like
gross.
vaguely touched on it. I love the way Poltegeist's arms are positioned in its artwork. He looks like he's leaning on his. He looks like the fucking neighbor in a sitcom leaning on his fence. And he's just like, "You wanna? I got this crazy scheme."
How's it hanging, neighbor?
So listen, I need to borrow 5 tire irons and a trash can.
Don't ask any questions except for how soon can I get them to you. So now time for the biggest wasted opportunity of this entire
Oh
generation.
god.
really?
Here we
Oh,
go.
please.
Here they are.
Oh
No!
no!
Roly
What's the
Poly.
stupid fucking face on Carco?
That's what I kept talking about.
So okay, guys, let's pause here for a second. Look at Carco. Look at the next one next to it.
Mhm.
Put the Mario like a mushroom sound.
So Roly Poly was awesome. He was my favorite of the ones that were like revealed at the beginning. And I was super excited for it. So this is a huge hit for me. Carcole, I hate his face. The body, it's fine. If they'd kept the Roly Poly head, it'd be a good design. But first of all, they ditched the red eye, which was a cool aesthetic. And then on top of that, they give him this weird mouth where like the center of his lips are touching, but the corners are open. Yeah, he looks like he's just.
It looks like you just cut off a snake's head and just put it on a coal cart.
Close. I said I said it looked like they decapitated a golem, beat the shit out of it, and stuffed it in a coal cart.
Oh, and don't even get me started on Colossal. This
Colossal.
fucking
Oh boy.
Quasimodo looking ass.
It was such wasted potential because like you start out with a lump of coal with a wheel, and then it evolves into a cart full of coal. And you'd think the next step would be like some sort of
Train.
weird actual train, but no, it's just Agron with a stack of coal on his head.
Yeah, that's why I go with it because I actually
You
think
like
Roly looks like that one from Gen 5, that
like
Roggenrola.
what was the point of the previous two forms?
Especially with that
You had
eye.
a theme. You had a theme. You had a plan, and then at the last second, you just took a left turn and made another Agron.
I can still appreciate how I can make the Mario like mushroom meme.
Yeah.
Thank you for that X underscore.
The big problem for me, his head comes forward like a lot of these sort of like Aggron style body Pokemon do, but he's got the coal there, which means that's sitting on his shoulders and neck, which one makes my shoulders and neck hurt. Two, it literally does just make me look at him like a hunchback. He's just Quasimodo.
Uh, I had Colossal as not great, but the more I think about it, I think I also need to make him a hatred along with Carcoal.
I
Maybe like
like
swap them around because if they had stuck with the theme, I could have forgiven Carcoal.
I like Roly Poly a lot. I like Carkol the least. I think it's probably, as of right now, my least favorite Pokemon this gen.
Design-wise, it's horrible.
And
They'll
then
get
Colossal is just somewhere in between.
Cole also makes me want to fucking puke.
Yeah.
I want to open my balcony doors and just puke out the window right
In
now.
terms of pure design, it's awful, but I could have forgiven it if it paid off in the end.
Honestly, if it kept the red eye design throughout, I'd be a lot more forgiving. I hate that they had the red eye for Roly Coly that looks really cool, and then they're just like, normal Pokemon eyes for the other two.
Ew.
I just don't know why they had to make it a
Oh my god, I love it.
my god.
gross
I
beat
love
up
it.
golem head.
So,
Bootleg
Qfent and
golem.
Caparaja.
These are spore creatures.
I love it
my
so
God.
much.
I don't think it's Cufant, I think it's Cuffant. Because its trunk ends in a cup, in a ladle.
Yeah.
It actually could be Qfent for or Cuffent for curry.
Oh my
It
god.
might have something to do with the curry.
Yeah. Because of
I
its
didn't think
second
about it.
form.
You know, and also he's an Indian elephant. Haha,
Yeah.
curry.
Yeah.
I have watched The
Curry.
Simpsons.
Dude, that's awesome. I love the Simpsons. They're
I like how Love just keeps showing up in other Pokemon designs.
I know the
What do you mean?
Let's
What the
see.
years?
to you is copper.
Yeah.
To you.
Oh, what is this I hear?
So it's Copper translate to Cuffant because Copper is CU on the periodic table.
Oh my fucking god.
That's
Oh,
cool. I like
You
this a
learn-
lot more than I did, and I liked it a lot already.
Oh, I just realized they're Steel type.
Oh,
I
didn't
thought
even
they were
notice that.
water
Oh.
No,
or ice.
I see.
But
Oh wow.
why steel?
a little more neat
I
because
don't know.
they're
I don't know
copper.
what their now. I don't know what their deal is.
I don't know. So the thing is, Qfint is pretty meh to me. I don't like the color palette, but the design is. It's a little forgettable, but it's not bad. I do not like Caparaja at all.
They both.
It's
I think if Caparaja didn't have like the weird bumps on its weird forehead, I would like it a lot more, but
I really don't like the green blue it's got going on.
Are those like baskets? Store curry in them or something?
It's also
that's
it's got square tusks.
Honestly,
I think it looks okay.
I don't see why it's steel though. I can see if it was like water or ice or stuff like that, but I can't
Is it
see
like
why it's steel.
has it already been freshly harvested for its ivory?
Yeah, these used to be sharp, but then they took them.
They
It
took
just-
him at birth.
They might just be made of copper,
Yeah, I
like
think.
their names.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I think
The
they're
thing
metal.
is,
Like-
the green blue aesthetic plus the orange, that's literally just the color of copper.
Yeah, I've been to the Statue of Liberty.
it doesn't.
No, I
It's
haven't.
a
That's very
scoop.
cool, but it doesn't really look good.
Yeah.
It is a scoop.
They sure do exist to me.
Yeah, but so it sounds like not a whole lot of strong opinions on these two. Now
Yeah,
for the
they're
now for the real strong opinions.
Oh no.
oh my.
I love them.
What in the world?
They
Why
are
does the
my
last
boys.
one turn into like Batman?
The last one looks like an invert color, like a reverse color of the
Batman,
Hulk.
he's a troll.
Yeah, he starts out as a little imp, and then he turns into Mordred from King Arthur for some reason, and then he's a troll.
Morgrim looks like
He's the
a
grumpy old troll that lives
pre-Evo.
under the bridge.
He looks like a pre-Evo of the Dragon Quest IX final boss.
I'm gonna count that as a spoiler. Fuck you.
It's a very loose.
So the nice thing is, Grimmsnarl's shiny got leaked, and he keeps the Morgrim color scheme with the like slightly darker pinkish skin.
Oh
So
my
Mhm.
god.
if you aren't a fan of the green, you can keep the pink. But honestly, I like it. The only one I'm
I-
not huge on is Morgrim.
Oh my god. You know what I just realized? He's Bayonetta. His body's made of hair.
He is Bayonetta.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I
I need to knock him
honestly I
down a
think
peg.
I like Morgrim the most out of these three. I think if I see Grimmsnarl like again, if I see Grimmsnarl move, I think I'll like him more.
Oh
I just
man, wait till we
Impidim's
get.
just bad for me.
I was in love with Impidimp the second we got that first leak months and months ago. I was like, look at this disgusting little beast. I want him. I want to hug him. Morgrim is an edgy teen, and I just don't like edgy teens that much. Grimmsnarl, though. Grimmsnarl looks like he could punch a hole through me, and I'm okay with that.
Honestly, I don't like Grimmsnarl. Morgrim is probably the best of the three that I like here. Ibben's just very low below him because the second he was leaked the first time, and especially when the Galarian Ponyta was released, I just wanted to hug it. But Grimmsnarl, I can't. It looks like Incredible Hulk in reverse colors. I just can't unsee that now.
Oof.
But yeah, I like Morgrim a lot.
Yeah,
He's up there.
He's one that could grow on me, I think, but as going off just the cuff, I don't like the edgy teen Pokemon. So here is Toxel Toxtricity and his other form. I don't know what the deal is with his two forms for Toxtricity.
Honestly, I could go for this. I could go for this.
Could it? Oh my. Okay, so Toxel looks like one of those like go crazy bones.
Dude, it's Axel.
Oh my god.
I was about to say in it before Axel joke.
Oh my god, it does. You're sending me back right now. He's a go crazy bone.
He really is.
Man. Yes, he's a go crazy bone.
And then Toxtricity just looks like
he gives me the same feeling Zera Aura gave me.
yeah.
Cool, but also like a little edgy. Oh, and Axel died, I guess.
Oh damn. With the second we start talking about Toxel, he just dies because he didn't want to see his brother again.
Okay, hold on. I walk over to the table. I put Gone Black profile picture over Axel's seat. You may continue.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get his opinion on these when he comes back. So Toxel, Toxtricity, they're neat. I definitely like Toxtricity a lot more. Toxel just feels like, honestly, he looks like he's just having a bad life.
I honestly really like Toxel.
I like this whole line right here. Honestly, I just want to hug it.
It looks like
Thank-
one of these toys.
Thank you for the image of Go-Go Crazy Bones.
All right, it looks like Axel's out for a little bit because of internet. I'm sorry.
Oof. All right. We'll get back to Axel when he's back. We'll get his opinion on all these ones he's missed. Snom and Frostmoth. Snom is a god tier name. Put that up there with Thwacky.
I can see this liking this one.
Moth Gang.
Moth
I have-
meme. Someone
I have
please.
seen Moth meme edits with Frostmoth.
Oh, thank you.
Hold on, wait.
Snom.
I need to find an image.
Sad.
Okay, so this thing exists. It's him.
Oh!
Oh, it is.
It's literally just one of those. Oh my god, I love it.
So cute. I'll remember to put this picture in the video.
I should. Okay, this is off topic and like this is probably gonna put no one understand, but I should have made Barry's Opus a fucking moth.
Oh, that would have been good. It's too late now, though. Unless it's not, but the kit revolves around needles, so probably too late.
I like Frostmoth's design a lot. Like it's I think it's one of my favorites so far. And Snom's is meh.
It's
But
the
the name is
reverse
good.
Volcarona.
It is. Oh my god.
Welcome
Oh,
back,
Axel's
Axel.
back. Quick, talk about Toxel, Toxtricity, Snom, and Frostmoth.
Hello, it is me, Mobile Axel.
Oh no.
I hate Toxel with a burning passion. He is squarely in the hatred tier. He's just dumb, gross. As Steve has said, Down syndrome dinosaur.
Down syndrome dinosaur?
You can't talk about your brother like that, Axel.
He's not a dragon. Toxicity, on the other hand, is the coolest. And I love him. And I forgot that I'm pushed to talk.
Oof.
Frostmoth is in my top tier, absolutely. It's gorgeous and I love it, and Snom is okay too.
I like Snob and Frostmoth. It's
I just
so
realized
adorable.
I got distracted and didn't actually talk about them at all. Snom's cute name is the best name in the generation, hands down. Frostmoth, it's a cold moth. I think it's okay. It hasn't left me with any negative impressions.
I'm going to buy Sword and Shield and a Switch and a TV just so I can fucking play as a team of Frostmoths.
That's the thing. You don't even
No.
need a TV.
No, here's the thing. This is
I
what
don't have a monitor.
this is what
But you don't need one. Switch is a handheld and a console.
Now this.
this is what happened when you leave a moth away from sunlight and lights. This is what happens.
This is an acceptable replacement for Volcarona.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's still really good.
Speaking of things that are better than Volcarona, Scorchipede or Sizzlepede and Centiscorch.
What is that face on Sizzlepede?
It's a little mustache.
I love it. Give me a hug.
It's Yosemite Sam.
No, I'll say it.
No, that's the wrong one.
Oh shit, I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
I point at Lucas. Crit.
That's Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh shit.
Can we talk about Centiscorch, which has most of a fire blast just permanently attached to its head?
It's got to be pretty hot making out with Centiscorch.
I like. Okay, I like everything about Centiscorch except for the circles on its underside. Other than that, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Honestly,
Yeah, it'll work a lot better when we get to the Gigantamax. The Gigantamax is where Centiscorch truly shines.
Oh, good.
Sizzlepede, I love it. Other than that circle, Centiscorch, I want to hug it. Give me a hug and just stab me with all single one of those legs you got.
Oh shit, yeah, Matt just pointed out he runs a full bug party. This is gonna be a good generation for Matt. There's a lot of bugs.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
bugs
yeah.
galore.
There's a lot of really cool bugs.
Got ice bug, psychic bug, fire bug.
Yeah. Not bugs, but still cool in my opinion, are Clobopus and Graplocked.
No.
It's
No.
just Splatoon.
It is just Splatoon, but Splatoon is good for a reason.
Melee Splatoon.
I like that Clobopus looks like a ghost. Like the two eye circles on its forehead are the eyes, and the orange things around its actual eyes are its mouth of a fucking ghost.
See, the thing I really like with Clobopus, I like his I like how he's got the two tentacles coming out, but they just expand because I've got the when it comes to character design, I love like massive forearms. It's one of the reasons Mega Man is so aesthetically pleasing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how they come out into just big boxing gloves.
Uh-huh.
Clavopus, I love. Grapplot, I want to throw my mic out the window from looking at it.
I want to throw Graplocked out the window.
Yeah.
He's
I really
so-
like Clobopus. Grapplox is meh.
I feel like maybe
Especially
his design could be saved if his palette wasn't so disgusting.
Especially that mask thing on his face. Like, what the hell is that?
He's got
See,
like a weird deep blue and then neon chartreuse.
What is he having, a Phantom Thief fetish or something? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, the color palette is actually the one thing I like about Graplocked. I think the design itself is meh at best, but
Yeah, I can
the-
get behind the color scheme, just the design itself.
yeah, the color scheme, it's very neon, and I feel like we have like not very many neon Pokemon, especially for like an
good
octopus, like bioluminescence kind of thing going on. Yeah, neon's an aesthetic that I think can work well, and I think they got the color palette right. I think they just didn't give it to a good design.
I've been on enough furry art sites to know that bioluminescence never looks good.
I didn't need to know that about anyone, let alone you.
Huh.
Yeah, that.
So before I learn more horrifying facts about Axel, Duraludon.
No. Just
I
no.
still don't like
I love it.
Just no.
It's one of my favorite Pokemon this generation.
Yeah, what's not to love about Mecha Godzilla?
It looks like I should be lighting my non-existent cigarettes.
Okay, so I have a meme of this. Hold on.
Alright, I want to see
So,
this.
It's a lighter, a toilet, and a Pez dispenser all in one. What's not to love?
I can see the Pence dispenser now. God damn it.
Okay,
So-
so I have a video. I have a meme of this one.
It's a
Oh, boy.
walking inhaler.
Alright, I'm gonna listen to this real quick, as long as it's not loud.
It is very loud.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. And I
It's
also
it's
hate
so
it.
good.
Still no internet. Okay.
He's
I'm
pissed.
gonna
All
be
right.
stuck on mobile for a bit, I guess.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Axel.
Duraludon. He just, Tyranitar was already Godzilla. We now have our Mecha Godzilla. It's canon that they fight in the mountains. This is all I could ever want, especially in the generation where kaiju battles are now a thing. So I can hope that in story we'll get a canon Dynamax Tyranitar versus Dynamax
Gigantamax.
Duraludon.
Tyranitar.
You think there's gonna be a Gigantamax, Tyranitar, and Duraludon?
No, but they'll be Dynamaxes. That's all I'm hoping for.
Even past his dumb canon inhaler design, I hate that he took the rivalry away from Aggron that he so desperately deserved.
That for me.
It's like, hello, I was made to combat Tyranitar. Okay, let's have you two never meet. What?
I don't know. Aggron for me, he's still too organic looking. Duraludon really does feel like a machine, and that's why he fulfills my Mecha Godzilla fetish.
I love both of them.
Yeah.
I love both Aggron and Duraludon.
I still like Aggron. I just don't think he fulfills the same role that
Right,
Duraludon
yeah.
does. This one we still don't know if it's pure rock or if it's got a secondary typing. Stonejourner.
Stonejourner.
What is
He's he's our Stonehenge.
We all
Um,
knew this. We all knew this was gonna happen.
He'd be taking big ass steppies.
This boy never skipped leg day.
He also-
Holy crap.
This boy
He
is
never skipped
only-
leg day at the gym. He skipped every leg day in the shower.
this boy thick with a capital T?
This boy only participates in leg.
He doesn't look like a boss from Rayman 3. What the hell?
He doesn't know any other days exist. Please don't tell him.
What boss was that? Shit.
So is Galler's Stonehenge just a mobile monument?
There's an image that needs to be put with this.
Or can you?
It just looks like this idiot.
Can you
You
touch
really-
Stonehenge
I can
around
see it.
Stonehenge?
I think we
Imagine
broke
that.
Matt.
It'd be like going up to the Washington Monument and then fighting a Pokemon that looks like the Washington Monument.
I'll capture you, Mr. President.
The ultimate
Dear
president.
FBI, I didn't mean that. It was just for a joke. Don't arrest me.
The ultimate
already told him.
souvenir.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Alright, what's next on the list there, step bruh?
We finally got a better image of it. Pincurchin.
Mm,
He's got an ass for a mouth. No matter
mm.
what he eats, he'll always eat ass.
Oh my, please.
He's just ugly Pukumuku, which
He
is
talks a lot of
upsetting
shit,
because
does Matt.
It is-
Pukumuku is one of my favorites.
It really is just ugly Pukumuku.
He's just pointier Pukumuku.
Yeah, Pukumuku was already...
I don't like it.
Pukumuku was already fine. I liked him. He was one of my favorites, actually. He's like in my top 10 probably, but
It's electric type?
Pincurchin's ugly. Yeah,
Why is it not bug type?
I don't know.
Or at least steel?
Our siege.
I thought it'd be water like a sea urchin.
Oh, okay, I
You'd
can see that
think.
maybe.
But no.
No.
What is Pukumuku again? Like a sea cucumber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we haven't already had a sea urchin Pokemon.
No, but we have had at least 2 spiky sea creature Pokemon.
Quillfish and Corso.
Okay,
Oh, we'll
3.
get to that.
Because I was thinking, yeah. So we also have I've seen this name written 2 different ways, so I don't know which one's right. It's either Ididi or Indeedee, and I'm inclined to believe Indeedee because it would be a pun that way.
Indeedity.
IDD. IDD.
One of them's
Yeah.
just sad.
Yeah, so the way I understand these designs, to me, they look like it looks like it's probably a gender split for the form. It'd
Is it
be
just Youstic 2.0?
I think so, but I
Normal
think
psychic?
I think it's supposed to be a butler and a maid respectively,
I love it.
Oh, I guess.
based on
What
like the
makes you
color.
say that?
The way the black and white are arranged on the first one looks like a suit when you button it, how it has the like a bit of the white shirt. And it also has like a very stern expression, like how you'd imagine a classical butler. But
DD.
the second form,
Indeedy, I get it.
yeah, the second one, the white covers it like you would expect an apron or a smock or whatever you'd call it on a maid's uniform.
Right.
And the hair down looks kind of like ponytails or pigtails.
I guess. They're meh.
I get it. Indeed.
What do you mean?
I like
they're
both of
bad?
them.
They're cute. They're cute. I like.
Yeah,
They're
plus
just goth Audino.
I
yeah,
have
plus
both
the
in my
name I
house.
originally saw with Indeedee. You know, Indeed, it'd fit the butler maid aesthetic if I'm correct.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
indeedy.
Just
Nah.
not a fan.
Now, for one of the top 10 evolutionary lines, not in just this generation, but
Oh, no.
probably all time,
Oh no.
our first ever grass dragon types, not counting
Oh,
Megaseptile.
boy, what a journey
Oh.
I've been on with these.
Applin,
Oh.
Flappelin,
Oh.
Appleton.
Oh my god, it looks so cool.
I
It
love
looks
them.
so cool.
That's an angry ass apple.
Yeah.
Especially Flapple. I love Flapple so much.
Originally we didn't have Appleton, and I was fine with Flapple being the final evolution, because he looks kind of weird and creepy, but cool. Appleton though he's precious. He's a joy.
I originally, when it was just Applin and Flapple, I hated them. Just too dumb of a concept for me. But then we got Appleton, and I forgave them immediately. He's such a good chunky boy.
Steve, can you do me a favor and just pull up Bone Apple Tea and just replace that over Applin? Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah. When I do the video, I'll pull up Bone Apple.
Thank you.
Bone Apple.
So I hate Applin. I think it looks stupid, but I love Flapple. Flapple looks really cool, like just like a wyvern, small
Mhm.
wyvern boy, and then Appleton is just pure.
Yeah, honestly, my opinion is sort of the inverse, kind of, where Flapple is cool, Appleton is precious. I still agree with that, but Applin is actually my favorite. I love just the pure design aesthetic of an apple with eyes. It's so simple, but I like it.
Matt, Matt says he feels that it's going to be a Shedinja case because Flapple looks like it's just a peel where Appleton is the fruit.
I can see it maybe.
Yeah,
I
because
I
you
could see
don't
it.
use the skin in a pie, so it would make sense. I don't feel like that's the case, but if it is, I would be happy with that.
I mean, it
Mhm.
has so you can for design. I'll take it.
I still don't like Flapple that much, but Appleton is the most precious. I love him. I'm gonna protect him with my life, and
I
then
love.
I'm gonna eat.
I love this entire design, this entire evolution line. Thank you, Steve,
So?
for getting me into this one.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Appleton, for saving this entire evolutionary line.
I think you mean Flapple.
Yes,
No,
Flapple indeed.
when I thought Flapple was gonna be the last one, I vehemently hate.
Okay, so
Also, I didn't realize this until later, but it has eyes because it's a worm in an apple.
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know.
God.
I guess I don't know if that was apparent for you. It wasn't for me.
So now we're getting. I got a special thing with this guy. So the only tier I have below my red tier is
Oh no.
is Mr. Mime, because I just hate Mr. Mime's new design that much. This design is not Mr. Mime. It does, however, have the first honor of being a not Mr. Mime in Mr. Mime tier,
Oh
which
boy.
is Ice Cube, specifically without the ice block.
Ew.
But why?
Normal
doesn't
Ice
make
Cube
sense.
is fine, whatever. It's a mad tier design.
Yeah.
But non-cube Ice Cube, that is sickening. That
It's
is a
just
Mr. Mime tier design.
Penguins.
Okay, so what is
I have
like Mr. Mime's new
like,
design?
it just looks gross.
The Galarians are coming later, so we'll get to Mr. Mime's new design soon.
Okay.
oh man, like even if we get past the fact that it's just a regular ass penguin with an ice block for a head, this raises so many questions. Like, is the little head the actual head, and it's normally just encased in a block of ice at all times? Or is the big block its actual head, and it just shrinks down like that?
Thinking
No,
emoji.
I think it's pretty clear. I think it's pretty clearly implied. The head is one blue because he's frostbitten. Plus, the long hair peeks out the top of the ice cube like a small hair.
Hmm.
So it's disgusting. I don't like the idea of having my head frozen solid constantly for my
And
entire life.
either way,
Yeah, no
either
thank
way,
you.
either way, it's horrifying to think about. I got like Cub Chew vibes, but at the worst possible level.
But I'm wondering, because it has those two forms and it's like something being broken. I'm wondering if this is going to be a retool of Mimikyu's ability, where he takes a hit and then his ice head breaks and then he's can be hit again.
Or maybe
Maybe if he's hit by a fire attack, his defense goes down, but his
Yeah.
speed goes up.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
was gonna say I was gonna say maybe it resists fire on the first attack, and then the ice melts.
Oh, that could be it.
I could
That would
see it.
actually be kind of cool.
Maybe.
Because let's be
Ah.
honest, ice is probably one of the worst types, if not the worst.
I don't know about
Canada.
Death Row the Canada music starts playing.
That, welcome to Canada.
We don't talk about the Canada.
But yeah, Ice Q is also in hatred tier.
It's alright.
After the second form was revealed.
It's pretty bad.
If we're
Even
talking about
past that,
the
it's
first
just
form with the ice cube, it's alright. But if we're talking about the other one, I want to puke.
Now for some.
Even looking past that, it's just a regular ass actual proportion penguin with an ice block for a head.
It looks like some weird ass Mario enemy.
It does.
I could see it.
God.
Yeah.
This could be a Mario and Luigi enemy actually.
All right, so
Rip
our
in
next
peace.
guy. This is our pseudo legendary line for this generation, and I love all of them.
Oh.
Dreepy, Dracloak, and Dragapult.
Oh.
Oh my god, it looks so cool. But Dreepy.
Yeah, Dreepy. He's cute. I love him. I want 20 of him to just hug.
Dreepy looks like he's on cocaine or something.
Dracloak is literally don't talk to me or my son ever again. And Dragapult weaponizes its own children. They're just there in the little like cannons on its head.
Oh boy, I need to know more about how this works. Like on a pure aesthetic level, I like them, but how I feel about them is going to change drastically depending on how this whole dynamic works between its evolved forms and the Dreepies.
I like them too, but I know how meme needs to happen, so I don't know. Gurren Lagann got weird. I
Have
don't give a
parental
shit.
bond.
Do not bring up that show again, ever.
Let's see. So, Dreepy's cute. Dracloak, I like the meme of don't talk to me or my son ever again. Dragapult's actually kind of cool, weaponizing your infants. Hell yeah, all should do that.
Hell yeah, baby cat.
See, Chris just said he'd be right back. And since we were doing this to get his raw reaction, so time for dead air, and I'll cut this out of the video if it takes too long.
Intermission.
Baby,
Steve
baby,
says
baby,
yeah.
baby.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
I love them.
Good.
Probably
Good.
one of my favorite pseudos.
Yeah, for me,
Oh, my children, kill them all.
I think the only pseudo I like more than this, off the top of my head, I'm sure if I sat down actually, I might feel different. The only one I like more than this is Komoo. I don't know why I've really got a thing for Komoo.
I might like Hydreigon more, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But this looks so cool.
Komoo was a really bad dragon, but I liked it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, fighting and dragon was a horrible combination in hindsight.
So, this here is Phalanx. It looks to me like a Spartan worm, which has me super intrigued. The design itself.
Oh my! It's just a flanks.
Yeah, the design itself isn't like it's cool, but it's not doing anything for me by itself. I'd have to watch it move to see how I feel.
How big is it?
Oh, that's the question. But yeah, it just looks like a bunch of Spartan soldiers with like the helmets and the red mohawks and the shields. And
I honestly really like this.
Yeah, you can't see it in this picture, but there was a menu sprite of it that got leaked. Those shields in front of it move to the sides, just like the ones on its body, and it actually has these like bright blue eyes.
It looks like a fucking like Sonic bus.
Oh my god, it's just a Wiggler.
It is.
Oh my god. I suppose I'll have to see that for myself, but as it stands, I hate it. I don't like it. It looks exactly like one of those kinds of caterpillars that would make me fucking scream if I.
Ooh.
Indeed.
The
Oh,
thing.
here you go. I found it.
Ooh,
I
the thing that would. Oh yes, I love him. Oh, he does come apart. Oh, I love it. He's just a formation. He's just an actual flank formation all by
Oh,
himself.
what's the front? What's the front? Is that like a Trojan horse head thing?
It's probably
And
just a
Is it a
spear.
battering ram?
I don't know, because we know it has eyes because of the menu sprite. My guess is it's just exactly like the other ones, but with the long thing, and of course the gold bottom.
Okay,
But
I
that's
might.
really cool.
Okay, I immediately changed my mind.
Yeah.
This
Now
is
that I've seen that,
I
this is
was
very cool and good.
I wasn't about this
Definitely
until I
helps.
saw that second image where it literally comes apart and every single one of them has eyes. It reminds me
I
of that
would.
Kingdom Hearts boss from the first game in
Oh,
Aladdin.
fuck the pot spider. That's a discussion for when we talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Which
Because I
hopefully
got
we'll
strong
never
feelings about
come to.
pot spiders. Anyway, uh, yeah, I was willing to give this design a chance, but now that I've seen this, I don't have to. It's going to be somewhere between a green and a blue rating for me.
It's
So wait,
very
what is this? What type is
It's
this?
It's
pure
fighting.
Why is it fighting?
because it's Spartans.
Okay,
It's
I
just a
can see
bunch
that
of
one.
little baby Spartans.
I can
I
see
thought
that.
it
It's
was like some
adorable.
kind
I
of
love
weird
it.
worm. What,
I don't.
now the type makes more sense.
Yeah, I honestly, in history class, I always had a weird fascination with like the Spartans, anyways. So like this is just right up my
This is
alley.
very nice. I like this.
I'm gonna put this in my
I can get
personal
behind
storage.
This is cool.
The only thing that
I'm
will
gonna
sell
bump
me
it
on
up to
this
like
more,
an.
the only thing that sell me on this more is if when they're like when they've fallen in line like the original image, is if the feet move like they're marching, where they're like all in like slow stomps, just like marching.
Well, you know what they
Mm.
say, don't judge a book by its cover.
Don't
Don't
judge a
judge a.
platoon of Spartans by their covered shields.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Uh,
Man, I'm gonna bump it up to a. I'm gonna bump it up to a pretty good just for the concept alone.
all right, so
Yes,
now for oh yeah, go on.
it's very good. I just like it. I like it a lot.
All right, now for a very divisive set of Pokemon. I like them. Axel only likes one of them. Uh, and before I post the image, I'm going to talk a little bit about because it's got a fun fact with it. There are four
boy.
fossils in this region: the
Oh.
Draco fossil, the Arcto fossil, the Zolt fossil, and the Vish fossil. And the Drago and Arcto fossils can be combined with the Vish, the Vish and Zolt fossils to create different combinations. So it's the same head, or it's two heads and two bodies that can be combined to achieve four different fossils. It's actually based on how when Europeans found fossils, they just kind of mishmashed them together into weird Frankensteinosaurs because they just didn't have a frame of reference for what a dinosaur was, and here's all these weird bones that don't make sense. So here you are in the Pokemon world, creating life that did not exist in the past by just shoving things together.
Oh,
Arctivish is the only one that looks like it belongs, but honestly, I don't hate any of the designs.
Please no Drake. Please no Dracozolt.
I mean, it's a good, it's a
Front
nice
half
concept that they're just mixing together two Pokemon and letting you Frankenstein with them. But honestly, I'm not too good with Dragonvish. That's the only one I don't really like of this line.
Yeah, I don't think the colors look good on it, but I like the body shape.
Yeah.
I pretty much only like Arctivish.
I like Arctozolt too.
It's understandable.
I kind of like Dracozolt, but it's not. I just really like Arctivish a lot.
Yeah, he looks like a whale, but a dumb happy whale.
Its mouth is on the top of its head.
Yep.
Please no Dracozolt, whose front half is just duct taped onto a much larger cross section.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
It looks so gross. I hate all of them except Arctivish.
All right. We're to the legendaries now. Chrissy, like anything
Say that again.
them. I said we're at the legendaries now, and you said you didn't want to see new stuff with the legendary.
Go for it. I've
Okay,
come this far.
all right. So it's gonna take me a second to get the side by side here because all of them have two form.
Don't cuck our 3 viewers slates.
Come on, man, be cool.
Be woke. Be cool.
So we've got Zaxian. And it turns out the dogs can be both armored and unarmored.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
It just looks like a wet dog with long hair.
Yeah. So unarmored Zaxian, I'm not a fan. He looks too plain. There's not a lot going on with his color scheme. He's pretty much just solid. He's just Keldeo, honestly.
But armored Zaxian
Armored Zaxian's cool.
It's probably one of my favorite designs this generation.
Is this the same thing for the other legendary for Shield or no?
Yeah, Shield has a different basic design altogether, but he does have the armored unarmored gimmick.
Ah, okay.
And unlike Zaxian, Zamazenta actually has a cool looking unarmored form. I think I like it better than his armed form. I think I actually like it better than his shield form.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it looks amazing. I want to hug it. Give me the puppy.
It looks so cool.
I love the red being the main and the blue is the accent.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I don't know how they've made him look so much better than Zacian.
Yep. I love it.
It was Zamazenta. Zacian looks like... Yeah, you described it perfectly. A wet dog. It looks really just sad and pathetic.
Yeah, a wet dog with Keldeo's color scheme.
Honestly, I like Zamazenta a lot more than Zacian.
And I just noticed, they are fairy and fighting type, which we already knew, but they're only steel type in the armored forms.
Oh
Otherwise,
my god.
they're monotype.
Huh.
That's cool.
I just like Zacian because he has a fucking like sword and I can just make funny memes out of it.
So that's the first pure fighting type box legendary.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
No kidding.
Also the first fighting type main legendary in general.
So that's
and then our third legendary that I don't understand at all, but I think he's rad as fuck. So he's a ghost dragon. Yeah, Eternatus.
Holy shit! This looks so cool.
Yeah, he's our second ghost dragon ever, and he's way cooler than Giratina.
Look at him.
It looks so cool. The first form reminds me of that one.
I don't know about that, but he's definitely got a lot more going on.
Looking at him, you know what he reminds me of, Axel? He looks like... We said that before, and yes, but looking at him now, he looks like an anti-spiral.
Oh my...
Like, just look at any of the anti-spiral things from Season 2, any of those ships, and... Not Season 2, second half, and it's just them.
Especially the second form.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Oh,
thank you for putting this image in my head.
So this one, I'm going to send in 2 parts because I want to build. I want to build a little anticipation for my #1 design of this generation. So starting off our Galarian forms, Galarian
nice.
Meowth.
Oh, ew.
This is my trash gremlin. I love him.
He's kind of mad.
Boy,
letting me feel alone.
And he just doesn't.
He's beautiful, and I love him.
I
He
I
is my son.
it's just um
I don't know. I definitely have an aesthetic, and living in the dumpster is part of it.
I would have to see Persian before I make a
So,
full one, but I hate Meowth.
So this is like a lot of new Galarian. He actually gets a new evolution. Instead of
Oh?
Persian, we now have Berserker, my #1 design for this generation.
Oh,
Look at
He's
him.
pissed.
he's
So
fucking
Look,
high as hell.
look at
Yeah.
this.
Okay, I take it back. I love it.
This fucking dwarf.
I love him so much. And I was actually just thinking about him while I was at work today because I just love him enough to just think about him. And a voice just kind of echoed in my head, and I was like, ah, yes, this is what Berserker would sound like. So just imagine you're out at your local McDonald's and you catch a whiff of something akin to a dumpster, and you turn around and he's just standing there looking at you, and he just says, "Hey, bud, you got 250? I was looking to get a McChicken."
Hearing that come out of that thing, I love it now. Thank you.
I like it a lot more than the Meowth, but it's still on my meh.
And now that we have this on screen, I've noticed that this generation just has like a bunch of RPG class Pokemon. Like, we've
Yeah.
got Berserker, the Berserker, obviously. We've got Corviknight, the Knight. Sturfetch, the Paladin. We've got Hatterene, the Mage.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of. I guess it's just because RPGs take place in like European style fantasy worlds. They're just capturing that feel.
Yeah. Let's see. What else was
Clobopus, the
Oh,
fighter.
of course, Thievul the Thief,
Oh yeah.
the Rogue.
The
Uh,
Graplock, the fighter.
I can finally make the fantasy RPG team I always wanted, but I can't because instead I'm making Dumpster Squad.
You can make that on your second playthrough. Let's be honest.
I'm also making Dumpster Squad, except mine means something
Doing
positive.
second playthroughs of Pokemon games. That's funny.
So I told you that we got a Galarian for Pokemon I liked. That's Meowth. I really like Meowth. Not enough to really talk about it much, but I enjoy Meowth a lot. And now he's got this new design that I'm absolutely in love with, and he's my favorite type, Steel. So this is just the perfect Pokemon. Uh, he's at least like he's at least sharing #1 with Durant right now.
When did they just decide to give Meowth the Charizard treatment?
Team Rocket blasting off again.
He's got two different regional variants. One of them has a different evolution. He's got a Gigantamax form.
Oh boy, it's gonna be fun when we get to that one.
He should have already seen that one though.
Yeah, but we're just going through everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's good. Thank you, Matt.
I could get used to Berserker, I think.
Let's see. We've got Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash.
Oh,
Oh, I love them both, especially Ponyta.
Yeah,
Okay, the first one looks like a. Okay,
that
Steve.
succession of noises Slate just
The
made,
first
that's how I
one
feel about
looks like a
Rapidash.
Pokemon. The second one looks like a My Little Pony OC. Also, I don't know, Colgate.
Colgate.
It looks like a My Little Pony OC if it were created by Stephanie.
So the comparison I made, the
Tough crap.
the Galarian Ponyta, it looks wild and free. Its hair is like poofy and messy, and the colors are all kind of just clumped up and splotchy in its areas. But it looks like a majestic unicorn like you'd expect. Meanwhile, Galarian Rapidash, it
it's
looks
fucking
like
pissed.
yeah, it's fucking pissed. But on top of that, it's really like well groomed, and it looks like someone just pampered it, and it looks like Barbie's first pony.
I can see that.
It really does.
I don't like the way it just goes from being a wild, untamed, like majestic creature to I live in a castle and get taken care of for 5 hours.
Goes from baby to My Little
Can't tie
Pony.
him
OC.
It feels like a
Let him run
child
free.
from war. That's what it reminds me of. It's like, oh hi, look, I was a child and I lived through the war.
Yeah, that's
I really like Ponyta's. Rapidash is good, but it's not as good.
I want
Yeah.
I want to hug Galarian
Ponyta.
Ponyta.
Regular Rapidash into the game.
Hmm. Uh.
What's our next
Okay,
on the
so
list?
this one. I feel like we can all agree on the next one being Galarian Farfetch'd and Surfetch'd. They good.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
Man,
them.
man,
The
that
best
first
boy.
one sure does.
He doesn't even
Yeah,
care. He
we-
just doesn't even want to look.
Unfortunately, Farfetch'd we don't have a good render of. This is just pulled from a screenshot.
He's straight
Uh.
vibing right now.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
god, oh my god, he's Cecil. He starts as a Dark Knight and turns into a Paladin.
Mm. Yeah, so the reason I feel comfortable talking about Galarian Farfetch'd, barely know it. It literally just looks like Farfetch'd, except he's a darker brown and he's got a bigger leak. I already love Farfetch'd, so I feel like I can be pretty comfortable saying he good, Surfetch'd great.
He looks like Guts' Poke.
He does.
All right, what's next on the list of Galarian forms?
Oh,
Uh,
boy,
The
howdy, alive.
Mr. Wheezing.
Does coughing not
Tim-
have?
2020.
Not that's been
Perfect.
revealed.
Timmy
Unknown,
Turner, my name is
following-
Doug Dimmadome. I'm one of them still Dimmadome.
Can we please not start that up again?
My name's Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Smog Factory.
Homer.
Thank you for finding my long lost twin.
So
Wait, what?
I don't know. He's fine. Smokestacks for top hats. That's a neat idea.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I feel like it's definitely been done before, but it's still the good. The pollution facial hair is really kind of funny,
Yeah.
and the ability is neat. Where it just cancels every other Pokemon's ability.
Right. No kidding.
Can't wait to see how that interacts with Slackoth and Regigigas. But
Oh no.
Wait, what?
If they existed.
yeah. At some point I feel like they must exist together. But yeah, that's all that's Galarian Wheezing. Anybody else have thoughts on it?
It reminds me of Doug Dimmadome. That's all I have to say.
It sure does.
2020.
2020.
Stunks.
Supposedly, if we go back a bit, apparently Flapple and Appleton are version specific. So Flapple is
Oh.
sword and Appleton is shield.
No.
Supposedly.
Yes.
No.
Yes, we get the best one in Shield.
I don't know. Flapple's making me want Sword T, be honest.
Flapple is good, boy.
God damn it! I'm switching versions.
Yes, Axel, come with me to Shield, please.
I'll do it for Appleton.
Now we have the abominations upon this earth that got their own category up until fucking Penguin broke its way in.
Okay.
Mr. Mime and Mr. Rhyme.
No. Get it out of here. Get that out of
Are
here
we
right
watching
now.
that? Are we watching that? Early 2000s movie Robots? Because that's what Mr. Mime's giving me vibes.
Oh my god. I loved robots. How could you say this?
Okay, so let's not even talk about this. Let's move on.
Yeah, I feel like our silence
thing.
speaks volumes.
They're ugly.
One thing.
That's all we need to say.
Mr. Rhyme.
Did you read a
It's
second
kind of
opinion?
growing on me,
You are
let's
all
move
so ugly.
I had to walk away just because of that.
Mr. Rhyme is kind of growing on me. Let's move on.
So another one with a fun story to this design: Corsola and Cursula.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
god, I love them.
They're both ghost
Far and away
types.
the best Galar form.
So
This
Yeah,
is cool.
It has a
Okay.
fucked up background too. I heard about this.
Yeah, so it's based on bleached coral,
Oh
which
no.
is a side effect of
Aww.
pollution and global warming, where coral is basically dying and it's just loses all its color when it does, which is why they're both ghost types and why Corsola's top half is see-through and the bottom half is opaque. The bottom half is what's left of Corsola's corpse. This is, and the rest of it is the
Aw.
ghost of Corsola, and then Cursula is just like its ghost getting bigger.
It's
Oh
really
no.
sad, but also it's a really cool idea.
It's very
I
cool.
feel bad for saying that.
I love this. This is easily favorite of one of my favorites of the gen.
Yeah,
No.
easily.
Easily the best Galar forms. I'm sorry, Surface.
This,
Uh,
I love how sad Corsola looks. I just want to hug it.
yeah, that's the other fucked up part. You can't hug it. It's a ghost. You could hug the
No.
corpse, but then you're just hugging a dead body.
Stop! It's already dead.
Necrophilia in the house? Anyone?
I'm not fucking corpse.
Okay, so
I
can we
vote
like
we move on just for
Lucas?
that.
Yeah,
It's excommunicated.
Lucas's opinion is no longer valid.
Understandable. Have a nice death.
Okay. Glad he came back because he's the one recording. So, we've got Galarian Stunfisk, which is the one I thought Chris would be excited to talk about. Not because he necessarily likes Stunfisk, but just because look at this thing.
Mm.
Whoa.
It looks like a fucking like Reese's cup wrapper in the wind.
I hadn't thought of it that way. It's
Oh
it's
my
a,
god, it's a mud trap. Like a
yeah,
bear trap in the mud.
yeah, it's got so it's a bear trap. That's why it's got the teeth. It's got footprints on it so that a random Pokemon won't think twice about walking over it because other ones have walked over it. And the design I didn't notice until someone else pointed it out. Its mouth that's like a hemisphere. It's
Uh-huh.
it's the top lip is red and the bottom is white. It's a Pokeball to lure Pokemon in.
God. Oh, it's so good. I
Yeah,
really like this. It's so much better than regular Stunfisk.
yeah,
Hmm.
and ground
Such a good-
steel.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
ground
it-
steel. I can see that. I like that.
Yeah, that works.
But I
really
don't like the
grinds
design.
my
It looks like
steel.
footprints in the ground.
Yeah, it's supposed to because it's a bear trap. That way, Pokemon won't think anything about walking over it because the footprints are there. That means things walked here already.
Gotta get food somehow.
You
Right.
move stealthily toward it, but your leg, it's caught in a bear.
My leg.
My leg.
I like this. It's very different and very cool.
Yeah. Now for some other ones we've seen. The Zigzagoon line.
I love this when I first saw it. I want to give Zigzagoon a hug.
Kiss the
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Kiss.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love the kiss aesthetic.
So why did the second one like get in a mech for the third evolution?
He does kind of
Does
look like that.
he gets the mech.
Shinji finally got in the fucking robot.
Hmm.
Uh,
Otherwise, not
Wow,
really
tough
much to say
crowd.
about that.
It's good.
Yeah,
That's really it.
yeah, not much to say. I like it. The kiss aesthetic is neat, and dark normal is a type we haven't seen much before. So
It's unique.
It's never good. but
Darumaka and
No.
Darmanitan.
No.
Darumaka's fine. I don't have a strong opinion. Darmanitan is one of the worst designs I've seen this generation.
Yeah.
You know what
I
you know what it
agree with
reminds me
that.
of?
Yeah,
You know
I
what it
don't know
reminds
what
me
this is.
of?
I don't know.
We have
Steven
this
Universe.
That too. But also, we have this Christmas decoration that's a little Santa in a sleigh, and when turned on, it has a Santa singing "Getting Jiggy with It." That's what that reminds me of.
Mm,
I like the Darumaka. I think the Darumaka looks really good. but
Darmok is cool, but then it turns into
the
that.
Darmanitan looks like absolute garbage. Like,
He's got
actually as bad as Mr. Mime for me.
He's got an aft snow and a fucking and he's got like a weird beard.
Oh no.
I just don't like him. You know what I do like though?
I just noticed his face.
Look at him. He's
I
so
thought
fucking...
it was just like wearing a mask. Okay, he's the Pope.
Oh my god.
Oh
No.
my god.
I
The
have to
Pope.
give him Undertale now.
He's the Pokemon.
He's the Snope.
So actually good design. Galarian Yamask and Runa Grigot.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
They're so cool.
Yo.
Screw the
Yeah.
coffin thing. I like this a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's like a spooky like rock.
Cofagrigus was honestly growing on me more and more. Like, I really like Cofagrigus now, but dude,
No disrespect
this
for
is
Cofagrigus.
sick. I think this might be like top 3 Pokemon this generation so far.
Yeah, I love his
So
design.
cool.
Runagrigus.
I don't know if I put him quite that high, but he's definitely up there.
Runerigus. Terrible name, amazing design.
The name makes sense with Cofagrigus, but
Runerigus.
Let's see.
oh, it's Runarigus, not Runagrigus.
Oh
Huh.
yeah, Runerigus.
It's giving me Runer Rigor Mortis.
Oh yes, our next one. Did you guys hear that Game Freak announced Charizard?
Charizard.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot.
Charizard 4.
On
Are we in
meanwhile,
Gigantamaxes now?
We are.
Or Typhlosion.
Yeah, Typhlosion got left in a hot car. It's so sad.
Fucking Charizard 4.
I hate like I love Charizard 4's design. If he were Charizard 2, I'd be super happy. But I don't need Charizard 4. Charizard 2 and 3 were fine. I really liked them.
I think this is my favorite Charizard. Is Charizard 4.
It's a
Aes-
fucking amazing design, but also
It's
another
Charizard.
Charizard.
Yeah, aesthetically, it is my favorite Charizard. But I feel like gameplay-wise, it's not going to beat Charizard X. My entire team for Gen 6 and 7 was Charizard X and his buddies. It was just his team.
I mean, it's a Gigantamax. It's just gonna be double HP with all Z moves, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all it really boils down to. And that's so lame.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to say about Charizard, honestly. Just this isn't the Charizard. Why?
It looks amazing, but
Let's see. Butterfree Mothra.
We're legally not allowed to hate
Butterfree, and I
Pokemon
cannot lie.
designs.
Aww.
I like it. I like Butterfree.
I've already talked about how I love Kaiju, so I can't. I honestly, I don't think I can hate any of these except Alchemy, but like
Imagine
especially
drowning
not.
in whipped cream.
I especially can't hate Butterfree because it's just Mothra and Mothra's cool. Fat Pikachu.
Very, very good boy.
Oh yeah, this is one of the ones
man,
that was
the
revealed.
myth,
I
the
remember this.
legend.
Chunky mode.
You get one of these if you get Let's Go Pikachu, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's the same
and
thing
I'm
for
gonna get-
Eevee
and I'm
for
gonna
Let's Go.
get the next one.
Then we've got Long Meowth.
Long Meowth.
Leouth, if you will.
Indeed.
Leoth, I love it.
Leoth.
Look, we're using it as a canon name now. That's it.
No,
Meowth.
You're using it as a canon name.
Yeah, this name is now canon to us.
Its name is now canon. That's its name.
For all 10 of us.
Gigantamax Machamp.
Oh.
Holy fuck, that looks cool.
Yeah, I love the clouds. How they're always at the top of the Pokemon to show how big it is, and he's even bigger. The clouds are his belt.
Dude, that's
He's
rad as
just, he's
hell.
just a Titan at this point. He's like he's a Final Fantasy summon.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love these. I love the Final Fantasy summons. I love kaiju. Basically, if your monster is so big that it could step on me and not feel it, that's a good sign. Not
Don't
because
say
I'm.
it like
I'd like
that.
to.
That's
I'd like to
a very
clear out.
interesting
I'd like to clear
catchphrase.
this up. That is not because I am into that. That's just a statement of scale.
It is very true.
And,
If
and
anyone is
it's
into
good.
stepping, it is excellent.
I thought it'd be you.
No,
Step.
Lucas, I will break you over
I am into step.
myself.
I grab Lucas, I crunch
You
him.
can do it too. Watch out.
Much champ style.
Uh,
I am
Gonna
into
fucking
step.
pile drive you.
Grab me by all four arms, every single one of my limbs, just pull them apart.
ooh, you
What
know
are
what
you
else
doing,
would?
step?
You know what else would really hurt? Getting pinched by Mega Kingler or
I
Gigantamax Kingler.
Holy. Oh my.
Holy.
Seafoam beard.
Why does his claw have teeth?
it looks so cool.
That's his mouth now. His mouth is his pincher.
Boy, time to see if I can find a good image of this.
That's so cool.
Keep talking about Kingler while I try to find our next one. Because there's not very many good images of it.
Revive.
Man, he's got some crest ass teeth.
His right arm is just so tiny.
Yeah, I like how it's triple jointed. Or
It
double.
is.
I like how his other arm gets even tinier in Gigantamax form.
I really like this color pattern on Gigamax Kingler so much, opposed to the other one.
That was Dynamax.
No, Dynamax.
Gigantamax.
Oh, yeah.
Bruh.
I was right. I was right.
Dynamax is when they just get big. Gigamax is when Gigantamax is when they get a new and get big.
I know what I said X on a score.
This I couldn't find a better image, so you'll have to forgive me. Lapras.
Oh.
Look very
the Titanic be like.
It's the Saint Anne.
Uncooked shrimps on the Saint Anne be
wait,
like.
is that actually a boat?
About that.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like the Saint Anne, like sort of, but it's got like the music notes around it. That's if you notice it's got the bars and then
oh my god,
the icicles form music notes.
Holy fuck, this looks cool now.
That's so cool.
Give me a hug.
So we had
Noms you.
So we had Fat Pikachu, Long Meowth. Now time for Fluffy Eevee.
I love it so much.
I love it so much.
Yeah, he's so cute. He
Okay.
doesn't belong as a Gigantamax because he's literally just. But I can't argue with it. He's too cute.
Okay, so do you know like the fucking the evil cat face? That's what this fucking thing is doing.
I just want to hug it. I love it
They're
so much.
doing this right now.
It's just Eevee, but with its fluff upside down.
Then again, I love Eevee so much, and I just love this so much.
But it's cute, so I can't even complain.
Man,
it has the thoughts around one ear specifically.
Yeah, you gotta get some jewel.
The heavens are my accessory.
And Pokemon we love. That's the Pokemon that only I love, and no Garbodor.
I like.
Oh.
There he is.
Okay.
I love him even more as a Gigantamax because, yeah, all of these things in him are toys, but all of like the vehicles and structures are implied to be to scale, which means he is just a giant sludge monster that could eat a city. Just
Dear
osmosis an entire
God.
city.
Osmosis Jones, a city.
Could osmosis you into the void.
We got
Dear God.
oh yeah, that's the other neat detail is that they're all toys. These are just bits of trash that got
Yeah.
Gigantamaxed with him.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Indeed. Beautiful trash indeed. Corviknight.
Big burb.
He's big Corviknight with smaller Corviknights.
I didn't even notice those before. Whoa.
Yeah, they aren't quite like
Well, they're not
they're really cool.
Corviknights,
I like
but-
how they're like little jets that he has with him.
This is like tiny little sentries.
I can't think what it is now. It reminds me of another fucking like kaiju where like it was like a big kaiju and then he had a bunch of little smaller monsters that just surrounded him. They were like it's hard to explain, but it's sort of a similar concept to this aesthetically.
Patra?
I have no clue. My brain is
W-
brain
were
right
you-
now.
were you-
It
were we
sounds
talking
like the
about
monster
something-
from the Mist movie.
It reminds me of the Patra from Zelda. The big eyeballs surrounded by smaller eyeballs.
Yeah, definitely something along those lines, but like an actual kaiju, I just can't think of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the kaiju man.
So, alchemy exists.
I'm gonna bring back my
It's a
comment
big-ass
before.
fucking
Imagine
cake.
being dropped onto that thing and then drowning in whipped cream.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for giving me
I
that
mean,
fantasy.
oh,
I think
no.
I found my new fantasy, Chris.
The
You're welcome.
the
This will be
idea
my final fantasy.
I'm gonna shoot you for that so hard, Axel.
the idea of a cake made entirely of whipped cream makes my stomach turn. I don't like it. But I will say the new design of alchemy herself at like the top of the cake, I like that. I feel like
Yeah,
if that were the base design, I'd feel a lot better about alchemy.
it looks good.
That
I
and
like
then,
this a lot.
A normal cake size just hopping around.
Plop, plop. Just hop.
Plap, plap.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey guys.
Hi, everybody.
Womp. Dreadnought exists.
There he is.
He's gaming.
It just looks like a. To me, he looks like a Bakugan. This one looks like a Bakugan in Gigantamax form.
Oh shit, Matt. This
a gigantic lower lip.
this is one only Matt and I will get, but he looks like that kaiju from episode 4 of Gridman. Or I think it was episode 4, the one at the when they go to the beach, and it was just the size of a mountain. At least that's the vibes I'm getting off of it right now.
Not really much to say about this one. It's just bigger drawn out, from my opinion.
Yeah, I like a lot of the detailing. I like how they make him rough, rocky, but there's not a lot to actually discuss
Right.
on him. Gigantamax Hatterene.
Oh.
I can't get a good read on that from.
Ooh, will?
To me, she just looks like Hatterene, but now her ponytail is like 3 tentacles,
Tentacle monster.
basically.
I can't really tell from here, but I guess it's alright.
Let's see.
It does give me another view of Hatterene, though, and I still love her.
Ooh. And we got Gigantamax Colossal, and it actually makes the design look good. Why couldn't this just be within?
That's impossible. Okay, it's
Oh,
possible.
dude, that looks cool.
Why did they just
Yeah.
do this with it?
What?
It.
When When you just become deathmatch.
Honestly, I think Game Freak, looking at all these different designs they made for the Gigantamax, I think they just need to go on like a kaiju game. Just go give me nothing but giant monsters.
I'll. This doesn't change the way I feel about Colossus, but this is
Yeah.
this massive, massive death boy.
I love him. He's so metal. He's awesome. He makes the design so much better than the regular Colossal and Coal Cart.
Yeah,
Carcoal.
I feel like
Carcoal.
the coal pile like consuming the head where it like goes below it and the head just peeks out. I feel like that would have made the colossal design a lot more bearable.
Yeah,
Uh,
no kidding.
and especially if they did with where it's like it doesn't have eyes but it just has like holes and then you can see the fire burning within him through the eyes and mouth. It's a very nice touch, and if they had just kept that as a constant through Colossal's design, that would have been a lot better.
Yeah, no kidding.
This one is so fuzzy you can barely see it, but
Oh boy.
Grimmsnarl, Impidim's evolution. He's like,
Shinji getting the robot.
yeah, he's got that kind of look to him where he's real lanky and he's got really wide hips for no reason. And he's really
Damn,
angular.
boy, he thick.
Okay,
Thank you, Slate.
He's got these real wide hips and a real lanky body. He's just weirdly proportioned overall. Oh, it's another thing only Matt and I would get. He reminds me of Alexa Carrot before Gridman. I'll pull up an image of that one because I know I can find him easily. I'd have to find him without the. Yeah, there it is. He kind of just makes me think of this guy.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yes, it.
with the flared hips and that.
Mm-hmm.
Gigantamax. So I think you might actually be right with the guess that the Applin evolutions are a split between versions, because instead of giving us a Gigantamax Flapple or Appleton, it's just a Gigantamaxed Applin instead of a Flapple or Appleton.
Oh.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh.
Even if it's
Yeah.
blurry, I love it.
He's been taking a
He's
dip in the old honey pot.
Huh.
Yeah, now he's just a big worm. So once again, I don't think there's a lot to talk about, but neat. But then the one that really and what personally sold me on him is Gigantamax Centiscorch. Yeah, this is also the last design for the night, but this is what really sold me on this Pokemon.
Holy shit.
Oh.
That is a long ass boy.
Yeah, who is this fruit roll up motherfucker?
Like, we've seen the clouds there to give scale before, and like you thought Machamp was big. Look how long this man is. He could lay on the east coast and touch the west coast.
Yeah, I can
Damn.
He could wrap around the whole fucking plant.
Yeah, this isn't Centiscorch anymore. This is Jormungandr. He's just the serpent now.
He's Midgard's on.
He's super huge and he's super thin, and I like him being paper thin. It's just a very nice aesthetic for some reason.
It's very good. I like this.
Yeah, I think the circle pattern works way better here.
Yes, it does.
I'm trying to think what he reminds me of. Like,
oh, the fire works way better too. Like Centiscorch's face
Yeah.
was like
Oh my gosh, it does.
was like really thick, but here It's more like Rayquaza's little things on his Megaform, where it just kind of trails off like a streamer. And also just he's so looking at using the clouds to scale, he could easily wrap his entire body around any other Gigantamax 4 times.
Yep, yeah, I can see that. Especially
How is it that big?
Yeah, I really want to see it in game because I feel like the art is definitely not accurately portraying it because I can't see how they'd make him that big in like the stadiums.
he's probably just gonna like roll a little bit around like his legs a little bit.
Yeah, either that or he's super curled up. But if they could
Or
somehow
it's just not
make
going to
him,
be this.
yeah, I think it's gonna be smaller or he's gonna be super curled up. But if they can somehow make it accurate to this art in game, that'd be extremely impressive.
You just see
Yeah,
like
no
you just
kidding.
see like most of his tail just clipping through the stadium, shaking my head.
So that's every design that's been leaked so far. I think there's still more we haven't seen, but that's what we've got for now.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we have been recording for the past 2 hours now. Talking about
2
Pokemon
hours.
Sword and
So-
Shield leaks.
That's all, folks.
So before we wrap up recording, final thoughts, everybody. How do you feel about the new generation based on this?
Swears.
Pretty solid. I think most of them are really good, with a few just shitholes.
Yeah. I feel like we had some really high highs and really Mr. Mime.
Scratch out Mr. Mime and like 2 other ones, especially the coal Pokemon. I could see this being really good. I'm still salty about the National Dex being very severely cut, but otherwise, I like it. I got no
Mhm.
problem.
I'll send you guys a thing later for this the chart I filled out that shows how I feel about all of these, so I can put it like as a final thoughts in the video.
Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I'll send you the template for that in a minute. But yeah, there you
Nice.
go. Yeah, I guess this is the point now where they'll pop up on screen. You can see everyone's thoughts on it. So cool. That's a wrap? Question mark.
Yep, I'm gonna say one thing after
Am I here?
we
I'm gonna
wrap
say
up
the
for
fuck
good.
word.
Okay.
The fuck word.
So
Can't say the fuck word. And Axel did.
thank you all for watching, I guess, and I guess
Subscribe to Axel Voss.
Did shut your whore mouth. Subscribe to me. I'm fun.
Imagine actually ending your YouTube video like a proper person. Imagine that.
this video was
Yeah,
This video was
I'm
sponsored
gonna
by
cut
Raid
this
Shadow
in
Legends. Please go play the
Don't
game.
you get me sued. I'm gonna cut this mid-sentence.